Okay, let's divide 0.00004 into 7.86. And we're going to move the decimal place over in the divisor. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the end of the number. And to compensate, we move the decimal place in the dividend over 5 places as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to have to put in 3 zeros. All right, so let's do that. So we're dividing 4 into 786 and 3 zeros, decimal place at the end. All right, so now let's start our division. So 4 into 7 is 1 time. And let's bring down the 8. And we have 4 into 38, that's 9 times. 9 times 4. Okay, and now bring down that 6. 4 goes into 26 6 times. All right, we have a remainder 2 there. Bring down the 0. 4 goes into 20 exactly 5 times. And now we have remainder 0, and we have 2 places to hold, 2 places before this decimal point, and so we have to fill those with zeros. So there's our quotient. All right, now we want to convert this fraction to a decimal number. So we're going to divide the denominator into the numerator. So that is 40 divided into 13. Now 13 has a decimal at the end, so put that on top. And we're probably going to need a few decimal places. I'm just putting in 4. I'm not sure how many we'll need, if we'll need more or less. All right, now let's start our division. 40 into 130, that goes 3 times. We have 120. All right, we'll bring down that first 0. And 40 into 100 is 2 times. Okay, let's bring down another 0. And 40 goes into 200 exactly 5 times. All right, we didn't need that last placeholder. We only needed 3 decimal places. So there's our quotient, or the decimal equivalent of 13 over 40. Okay, here we have a fraction. We want to convert to a decimal, and this time we want to round to the nearest hundredth. All right, so we're going to, again, divide denominator into numerator. That's 34 into 19. Now, we need a 10th place, a 100th place, and 1 more for rounding. Let's put our decimal on top and start our division. 34 into 190, let's say about 5 times. Okay, let's multiply. All right, we have 170. Bring down the next 0. 34 into 200, again, about 5 times. We already did that multiplication. We know 34 times 5 is 170. All right, so I'm writing 5 times again. So 170. Okay, and let's bring down another 0. And 34 into 300, about 8 times. There we get a 32. 24, and 3 is 27. Okay, 272. And the remainder is 28. Okay, we're going to stop there, and now we're going to round. And since this 100th place is 5 or more, then we are going to round up. We're going to add 1 to the 100th place, to the 10th, this 1000th place. The 1000th place is 5 or more, so we're going to add 1 to the 100th place. So we have a rounded quotient of 0.56. Okay, now we're dividing by 1,000. When we divide by 1,000, we just move the decimal place over to the left. Since we're dividing, we move to the left. All right, so let's do that. We have 7.2, and we're moving the decimal place to the left 3 places because we have 3 zeros here. Okay, so 3 places corresponding to 3 zeros. So that would be 1, 2, 3, so the decimal is going to go right here, and we're going to insert here, we're going to have to insert 2 zeros as placeholders, so our quotient is 0.0072. Okay, here we have a word problem. It says that it costs $68.64 to fill a 24-gallon tank of gasoline. What is the price of 1 gallon? Okay, so we're just going to divide 24 into 68.64 for the price of 1 gallon. And let's put this decimal point on top in the quotient and start our division. So let's say 24 into 68 2 times. 2 times 24, that's 48. All right, we'll bring down the 6. And here we have 8 times. Let's look at 24 times 8. Here we have 32. Okay, 192. Let's put that here. 8 times 24. All right, let's subtract. We'll okay, subtract here. We get 4. And 20 subtract 19. Okay, so we have 14 left over, and bring down the next 4. 24 into 144. Okay, so we'll try 6. 6 times 4. And 6 times 2 is 12. And 2 is 14. So we have an exact division. So this is the price of 1 gallon, $2.86. Okay, this says a can of soda costs 35 cents. How many cans can you buy for $8.05? So we're going to divide 35 cents into $8.05. And now we have a decimal in the divisor, so we move over 2 places and move this decimal 2 places. So we're going to do 35 into 805. And here's our decimal. Okay, 35 into 80, that's 2 times. 2 times 35, that's 70. And let's bring down the 5. 35 into 105, let's say 3 times. All right, 9 and 1 is 10, so we have an exact division. So we can buy 23 cans. 23 cans with $8.05. Number 7 says a 12-ounce package of cheese costs $2.28 and 16 ounces costs $2.88, which is cheaper per unit ounce. So we're going to check how much 1 ounce costs. So first we'll look at the 12 ounces that go for $2.28. So we'll see how much 1 ounce costs. So we're going to do this division. And then to see how much 1 ounce costs in the 16 ounce package, we're going to divide 16 into 2.88. Okay. All right, so let's do these two divisions. So here 12 goes once. And 12 into 108, this goes exactly 9 times. So we have 19 cents, or 0.19 for, that's per ounce for the 12 ounce. And now for the 16 ounce, let's do this. Okay, one time. Okay, let's bring down the 8. And 16 into 128. Okay, let's try 8 times. Let's do 16 times 8. That's 48. All right, so that's an exact division. So we have 8 times. Okay, so we have 18 cents per ounce for the 16 ounces of cheese. So this is the cheaper one, the 16 ounce. Number 8 says 6 inches on a map represents 15 miles. How many miles do 17 inches represent? So let's see how. Let's see what 1 inch represents. All right. So if 16 represents 15 miles, sorry, that is 6 inches. If 6 inches represents 15 miles, then let's see how much 1 inch represents. So we'll divide 6 into 15. Okay, 2 times. And we're going to need a decimal place, so let's put in a 0 there to the right of the decimal. All right, so bring that 0 down. 6 goes into 30 exactly 5 times. So we have 2.5 inches, or 2.5 inches. 2.5 miles, that is. This is miles. For each inch. So each inch on the map represents 2.5 miles. So how many miles do 17 inches represent? So each inch is 2.5 miles, so we're going to multiply 17 multiplied by 2.5. Okay, so 17, 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 is 8. Okay. 2 times 7 is 14. 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 is 3. Okay, let's add this. We have just 1 decimal place right there. So 17 inches represents 42.5 miles, or 42.5 miles. And now we want to find the average of 4 grades, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to add them up and then divide by 4. So let's add them up. 88, just line these up in a row. 88, 78, 91, 82, and add the columns. So here we have 16, and 1 is 17, and 2 is 19. Here we have 9, and 7 is 16, and 9 is 25, and 8 is 33. And now we're going to divide by 4. Decimal at the end. 4 into 33, that's 8 times. We'll bring down the 9. 4 into 19 is 6 times. Sorry. Sorry, 4 into 19, that's 4 times. Okay, let's get another decimal place. So add a 0 to the right of the decimal. All right, and we'll bring that 0 down. And 4 into 30 is 7 times. All right, we still don't have an even division. Let's try adding another 0. Maybe the division will stop. Bring that down. And now we have an exact division. 4 goes into 20 exactly 5 times. So there's our average, 84.75.